Hello everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at Rake tests in Rails, how to create them, how to use them, and we're going to be doing this through the lens of a fake little ticket that I have here created by ChatGPT. If you've never been assigned a ticket before, this is kind of what they'll look like. It'll be someone who tells you what they want in terms that don't really include the entire scope of what you need to do, and then they just say, hey, I'd like the ability to create a report of all the users that signed up this month, as well as one that allows me to average the views per day. So I can figure out how many average views our posts are getting or whatever. Tells you what the acceptance criteria is, and then at the bottom it'll be like, yeah, feel free to modify this if you need to, because I don't really care. It's pretty standard how the ticket will look to some extent with some companies. Others will do it better, but most of the time, even this is probably more detailed than you'll get. You'll probably just get something that's like user signups report, make a user signups report, and then you got to figure out what they want. It's the unfortunate reality of working with other humans. But for the actual Rake test, all this is going to allow you to do is run similar commands where you can do like Rails, reports, and then like generate user report. So it's very similar to all the other Rails commands that you've probably been using in your terminal. You're just creating your own custom ones here. So we're going to go ahead and do a Rails new video, and we'll cd into the video, and we'll run a code dot. Now, because this wants us to use users, we're going to be using devise for this. It's the easiest way to set it up. And then for the average views, we'll just create a post. We'll give it a title, some content, and a view counter or something, right? For creating fake data that we can actually use to test this, I'm actually going to just use the faker gem. So we'll come into our gem file. We'll come down to the bottom here. We'll hit enter a couple times. I'll just copy this over. We'll use the devise gem and the faker gem. You can then go ahead and run a bundle command to install both of these. Now we need to actually add devise and generate the scaffold. So we'll just do that real quick. We'll say Rails G devise :install. We'll go ahead and run that. Now let's do a Rails G devise user to generate that user model. Next, let's do a Rails G scaffold for a post. Give each post a title and some content of type text and a views of type integer. Go ahead and run that as well. You can imagine the integer is on the show action in the controller, and every time you visit a post, it increments by 1, for example. Now that we have all of that, let's come into our DB and our seeds directory, or our seeds file. Inside of our seeds file, we're going to have a couple of different things. We're going to start by just creating a section for our test users. We'll say 5 users per day. We want the start date to be the beginning of the month to date, and the end date to be the end of the month to date. So in my case, this will be May 1st to May 31st because of when I'm recording this. We can then create 2 blocks. One is going to be for our users. I'm just going to paste the whole thing in. Feel free to pause. It's really not that involved. We just go from the start date to the end date. Each time we do the date, and then we do the users per day times do, which in this case is 5. So this is the same thing as saying 5 times do. And then for 5 times for each date, we're going to put the word creating it. And then we're going to do a user create with a email from the faker gem, a password and password confirmation because these are required by devise. And then we modify the created at to be the beginning of the day for this current date. Pretty simple stuff. Now, unfortunately, my formatter is still broken, so I'm going to have to manually format some stuff. That's kind of why I'm copying and pasting a lot in this video. So next we do the same thing for our test posts. We just say there's 10 posts per day instead of 5 for the users. And then we say from the start date to the end date, do it for the post your post per day times do. So 10 times do. We create a post with some fake title, fake content, and a random number of views between 100 and 1000. We then modify the created at again. At this point, we can run a Rails DB :migrate and a Rails DB I don't need the Rails. We can just do a Rails DB :migrate DB :seed. And that'll work just fine for us. Now this will run through and generate all of these because we have all the puts in there and we're not really doing this in an efficient way. This will take a minute, but while this is running, we can go ahead and create our Rake file. To do this, we can come into our lib directory and then our tasks, and then inside of our tasks, we can right click new file, call this reports.rake because it wants us to create some reports. It did mention using a CSV in here and storing it in the temp directory. So we'll go ahead and take that into consideration. We'll start by requiring CSV. And then because we're using CSV files for this, we're actually going to create a little helper file or a little helper method. So what this is going to do for us is it's going to take in a type of records, which could be posts or it could be users. So it takes in users, posts, and users, posts, or some other model. a list of headers, and a path to where the report should be generated, right? It then creates the CSV, passes in the headers, and then inserts each of the records as appropriate, and then puts it out to the console. You can see here this finished up over here. Now, to actually use this stuff, we're going to have to do a namespace for the reports, and then we're going to have a couple tasks with a description for each. So I'm going to have F11 here, and Control Plus, you can read this. So here you can see we're going to have a description, which tells us what this does, and a name for the command, which in this case, it's going to be something like, let me just do this. It's going to be like reports, user underscore signups. So this will be our command. We'll run Rails space reports, user signups to generate this report. Simple enough. I'll go ahead and end this task block here. For the actual task block, it's pretty simple. You could, of course, abstract this out and clean up the code a bit. It really doesn't matter. I'm just going to declare the start date and the end date for each of these, and then you can feel free to refactor this as needed. We'll then create a list of signups, which is just our users. It's just being called signups here for God knows what reason. I generated most of this with ChatGPT. We can then create a report path, which is from the rails.root.join inside the TMP directory, like ChatGPT's ticket told us to, and then it's named the user underscore signups underscore report.csv, because that's also what ChatGPT told us to do. Or sorry, what the ticket told us to do. The headers here is the user ID, the email, and the sign update. Those will just be the names of each column in the CSV file. And then finally, we call report or generate report, which is this method up here. You can see it takes in the signups, which is our list of users, takes in the headers, which is this list right here, and the report path, which we declared right here. I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to move the headers up so that it follows in the order of these arguments that we're passing in right here. It then takes the user ID, the user email, and the user created at, and just plops it into the CSV for each of the users. At this point, we can come over to our terminal, run a Rails reports, and then the name of our task. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and run that. And you'll see right here, it says report generated inside of a directory no one cares about. This is our project though, /tmp/user signups report. So we can do that. We can come over here to TMP, and here's our user signups report. You can see here, there's 155 users in here with the headers at the top. There's 155 because there's 31 days in May. 31 times 5 is 155, I'm assuming. So that takes care of that. I'm actually not assuming. It's not hard math. You can do that in your head, but you get the idea. We can then come down here and create another one of these for the average views per post per day. And we can do an end right here. We'll name this average views per day. And it'll be very similar to the last one. It'll start with a start date and an end date. It will then have the list of records. Now the list of records is going to be a little bit more involved, but it's not that bad. We do the same thing where we take the start date, to date, and the end date, to date, right? We then do a map. This is a little bit different, but we just go through the dates, and then we say the average views is equal to the post dot where the created at is the date dot beginning of day to the date dot end of day. So you could think of this as like if someone signed up at 1 p.m., that'll be encompassed within this range here. And then we call dot average with the views so that it'll average out the views for these. We then grab the date, the average views 2f, round it to 2. You'll see sort of what this looks like in the actual CSV in a second here. Just bear with me. And then we end the block. So that gives us our records that we need to pass in. We now need the headers, right? So we can just come right here, say headers are just the date and the average views. And then we need to call generate report, which we can do once again by just calling generate report. So we'll take in our records, our headers, and we need the report path. This is again where you might want to abstract this out a bit. In my case, I'm just hard coding a lot of this stuff in, but you get the idea. So there's our report path, and now we should be good to go with this one. If we hit F11, we can come over here and run a Rails reports, and we can grab the average views per day, paste that in just like this. Go ahead and run this. This should hopefully generate it into TMP/average views per day report. It looks good to me. Let's come into TMP, TMP average views per day. And here you can see what I mean. It just grabs the date right here, and then it grabs the average number of views that we had on that day. So right here where we're doing all of this averaging, right here, that's where it's getting this average number from. Pretty simple. The last thing we can do here is create a option for aggregating some reports. So what does this look like? Well, you might have another ticket where it says something along the lines of, I would like both of these reports combined. And that's where having these helpers can be really helpful. So we'll just say generate aggregate reports, aggregate reports for user signups and post views. I don't know why you would need both of these in the same thing, but you get the idea. Maybe you're creating like a traffic list or something, just something simple like that. So we'll start by doing the start date and the end date, just like we were doing before. We can then grab the users, which was our signups right here. Go ahead and grab this and paste it right here. And then we can grab, was this the aggregate report for users and signups? So you have two options here. You can either total the post views or you can do the average. I'm actually going to change this and I'm going to grab a snippet over here that has the just the posts as a whole. So I'll do that right here. So we'll just say post.where created at blah, blah, blah. And then we'll just use that. So we can now create the report path, just like we were doing before. That of course needs to be our last argument just to match everything up. So there's our report path. Let's grab the headers. So here's the headers. It's just going to be the date, the user signups, and the post views, something like that. And then we can call generate report. So we'll do this right here. We'll say generate report from the start date to the end date with the headers and the report path. And then we can come right here, type end, and we can do something like this. The sign up count is going to be the signups.where. The created at is the day.beginning of day date end of day count. A mouthful, I know. And then we can do something like this where the post views is equal to the post.where beginning of the day, end of day, and sum the views. And then we can just return the date, the sign up count, and the post views. This will pass it into the generate report. The generate report then takes in the data here. And if we run this, we'll say Rails reports : aggregate report like this. We can go ahead and run this. This will generate our aggregate report inside of TMP. And now you can show your boss that you have a aggregated report that shows you the total number of users signed up on each day along with the post views. And it's using the same generate report helper. You have all of these commands available to you in the Rails reports space here in your terminal. So it's pretty easy to use these. But yeah, this is sort of how you can use like rake tasks if you need to for stuff that's kind of boring, stuff that you probably normally wouldn't look for a tutorial for. But it's unfortunately the stuff that you end up having to do a lot of when you're actually working on a job. It ends up not being go implement, this cool nav bar or this calendar or this chart or something. It's quite often just some pretty boring report generation depending on the job you work at. But yeah, hopefully this was interesting. Hopefully this was helpful. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video.